Oh, whoops. Hello, everybody. I forgot to do something here. All right, there we are. Hi, how are you guys doing tonight? I just wanted to get on here real quick to talk about the upcoming online paint. And this is what we're painting. This sweet little bunny. Sorry, I'm all messed up on my cameras. So you're new painting this girl. We call her Bonnie Bunny. This is going to be my first open to the public online paint party, so I'm pretty excited about it. And I just wanted to show you what I'm doing to get ready for it. I've already kind of showed you guys this before, but I figured why not do it again? Just a little extra step, and I will be sending this to anybody who is signed up also. Oh my gosh, my brain just stopped working. So the very first thing that I do is a pretty quick and easy step. Let me just do something here. Okay, I like to put that little banner on there. That way I don't forget to let you know how easy it is to subscribe to my email list. I try not to get too spammy, but I do like to let people know what I'm up to when I'm going live. And what in-person events I have going on if you happen to be in my area. All right, the very first thing I'm going to do, and this is what I would do before a paint party. Typically, I would do this step for all of my painters. That way we don't have to deal with it at the paint party. So I've got just a big blob of white paint right there. Normally, I would prime my canvas with the burnt umber, but this cute little bunny is going to have a sky blue background. So I'm not painting the background right now, but when I painted my sample, it was a little bit tricky to cover up that burnt umber. So I'm going to go with a sky blue background, not background, undercoating, underpainting. Sorry. So for this, I like to use a big brush for speedy coverage. And you see how I didn't even mix that up? I just put it right on the canvas, pretty big blob of white. It doesn't take a whole lot of blue paint to give it that nice light blue color. And I just want to have this ready to go. So when we get started on Thursday, this, just like with doing an in-person paint party, I just don't like to do this step. It takes a while. I mean, it can take a while with drying time. So I just want to get this underpainting on there, and then I will let it dry. While it dries, I will talk to you a little bit about how the online paint party is going to work. Like I said, I will send this video replay to the list of everybody who has signed up for the party. It's going to be a little different. different than in person, obviously. But I'm pretty excited for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll kind of get a feel for, you know, if people would prefer to do it over Zoom where I can see everybody. That way you can show if you have any sort of question. You know, it might be easier with Zoom so that I can be shown. And sorry, my my brain just keeps stopping. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being able to share over video might make the most sense. However, doing it over live, like what I'm doing now, the replay will be available. So that's another thing. The replay will be available. So when you sign up, if you can't actually make it to the live painting, it's not a huge deal. There might be some little bonuses for those who are able to paint live with me. Just maybe. But the replay will be available for the foreseeable future to come back to anytime. Or even if you're unable to paint along the night of, you can still join in. And then again, refer back to the replay and paint on your own time. It'll take about 2.5 hours. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. That almost seems like cheating. That's so nice and nice and blue. But when we start painting on Thursday, I will be using an effect technique that I really like to use for skies. I'm sure I've talked about it on here. It just gives it a nice kind of like cloudy atmospheric look to it. And this blue underpainting is just really going to be helpful for filling in little gaps between the bunny and the flowers and the sky. I'm just trying to make sure I have not too many thick spots. It may not dry real fast, but I'm going to go ahead and let this sit right here somewhere. Not right there. That's on my laptop. So that might not work. How is everybody tonight? Anyone who is in my area? What do you think of the weather? Kind of a ripoff, right? I think so. After the weather we had on, is it Thursday? It's like 75 degrees. And then weird little snow flurries now. Why? Look at that. I hardly even do anything, and I wear the paint. Okay. So the way the live painting is going to work is a lot like right now. How I'm on here, I'll be able to see your comments. That way I can answer questions along the way. There is a private Facebook group just for the online party. That way I can broadcast into there. Questions can go directly into there. And a real quick and easy place to go back and find that video, the replay. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, there went my brain again. So yeah, there will be kind of a little private community if people would like to take advantage of that. And if I can figure it out, you guys, I'm so not tech savvy. This is difficult. All the things are difficult for me. If I can figure it out, I will put the documents in that private Facebook group so that you can easily access it. Like if you lose it in your email, it'll be easy to find just by going to that group. So this is what you're going to get. So it's only $10 to join. And like I said, you get access for infinity for the video. So if you like to really take your time with a painting, that's perfect. You can pause, you can back it up, do whatever you need to. So with that $10, you get the live tutorial if you can make it to the live. If you can't, or if you can, sorry. So you get to join in on the live and then have access to that replay. Then you also will receive in your email this tracer. I know it's in 4 pieces, but it is already sized to 11 by 14. So all you have to do is print it out, and then obviously you will have to, do some cutting and taping, but try to make it as easy as possible. So you just piece that girl together. I know she looks funky right now. Let's just cut on those lines, line it up, tape it, and then you've got your tracer. You're ready to go for 11 by 14. I should have just used that right now. Also, you will get a supply list. This will be sent to your email, so you can print that out or just refer back to it, digitally, however you want to do that. And yeah, so even after Thursday, these documents, these will still be available with the video. You will have access to these whenever you need. Let's see if this is dry yet. Not quite. That's okay. Maybe I should take it in the house where it's warm. We've got a pretty good fire going in the wood stove. It's nice and toasty in there. So, since we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to see. Oh, I can't see comments. Sorry. Cheater. Hi, Christina. Hi, Doniva. If you guys are still here. How am I a cheater? What did I do? I'm not sure what I did because I didn't have my comments open. So I don't know when that came through. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link right here in the comments. See if it works. Maybe. I don't know. It's on my... What? You guys. Ha. I just learned something. Look at that. Huh. That's neato. Okay, so that right there is the link, but it's also in the comments. So you should just be able to click on that. And that will give you all the information and yeah, all the information. That's all I needed to say, I guess, for the event. Take you to the pay link for it. Like I said, only $10. I'm just going to make sure that link works. It does. Yay. All right. So I'm going to show you real quick just how easy this tracer is. Hopefully it's easy. I don't really need to cut that. I think the hardest part is all this empty space. There's no like definitive outline because it's so much sky. So I'm going to leave those edges right there so that I have something to tape her to. All right, and I can see a little bit of an edge here. So what's going to really help though is that the bottom of the canvas will line up with where the bunny is cut off at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I like to do this, just leave some of those edges so that I can tape it easily. Okay, see how that lines up? Just like that. I don't know where I put my tape. Okay, so just tape that together. I sometimes will try to avoid any areas that I'm going to trace over just because the tape makes it a little thicker and not quite harder for the tracing to happen, but I don't know, I just like to kind of avoid it to keep things easy, but a lot of times you can't, and it's not a big deal. So this is what I was talking about, the bottom here. That'll tell you, you know, where the bottom of your canvas should be when you place this on your canvas to trace it. Am I a cheater because I'm using a tracer? Maybe that's why Christina called me a cheater. I'm okay with it. It's okay. I don't really feel like this is cheating so much because there is still a lot of work to do. with applying the paint. And as far as paint parties go, I will tell you, I've had so many people walk into a class and see that there is something on the canvas already and basically breathe a sigh of relief because they were nervous about whatever it was that we would be painting, and you know, just nervous that they would have to start from scratch. And they walk in and see that it is not a blank canvas, and it relieves some of that tension. And I totally get that, because it may sound silly, but a blank canvas can be, for lack of a different word, can be intimidating. It's a blank piece of paper, even. Just to have that basic shape in there. But then it's up to you to do, you know, all the shading and all of those techniques as well. So there's still a little bit of a challenge. Oh, this Friday, I get to paint the funky chicken. This one here. Painting this one with some people out at the rec center that I've been teaching at. That one's a lot of fun. I started calling it a funky chicken more so than a pop art chicken. I don't know if it totally qualifies as pop art, but I still think that works too. I feel like something is crooked here. Yeah, there we go. I had it too far up. Maybe. What's going on with that one piece? That's weird. Okay, there we go. I cut it weird, so I was throwing myself off a bit. So I'm hoping that my canvas should be dry. Oh, you guys, it's cold out here. Okay. So it takes a few minutes, but it's pretty easy. Pretty easy to place it on there. I'm going to get my template a little more squared up. Not a huge deal because this is straight. You know, that edge is pretty straight. Be pretty easy to line it up on your canvas. Let's see. Ah, still pretty wet. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put this in the house for a minute. I'll come back, but I'm still on here. Uh-oh. Dang it. Oh, those buckets. Look what I did. Look what I did. Darn it. So, if you act fast, there are ways to get acrylic paint out of your clothing. The quickest or most efficient way I have found, I will not do right now because I'm on camera. And now I should probably elaborate because that sounds weird. But I've had a couple of times where I was painting in a light colored shirt, like kind of apricot colored, and I got black paint. Black paint right on the front of me. I was painting alone in my house, so I just very quickly took the shirt off, ran over to the sink, put some dish soap on it, and just kind of squished it around, and it really lifted it. But the paint had, I don't know, 2 seconds to start drying, so it really didn't start drying at all. So it was just like super quick. I got it right there. Dishwasher, no, not dishwasher. It was just dish soap. I've heard, I don't use Dawn, but I've heard that Dawn does a really good job at getting out. But once it dries, I don't think there's a way to get it out. And that just now, it probably helps that I'm wearing black leggings. If they were any other color, I don't think I would have had any luck getting it out, because the blue paint just now was a little bit tacky. But yeah, acted quick enough. I think it's going to be okay. I was going to talk about something. Yep, can't remember. So just giving a few minutes for that canvas to dry, and then I'm just going to trace this bunny on there. I have my trusty Saral transfer paper. I haven't gotten my order of it yet, so I just have a couple of chunks here, and that's enough. That'll work. Just have to make sure to move it around from spot to spot as I trace. And that's what I'm going to use. Yes, I will be putting blue on blue. I think it'll be okay. This turns out fairly dark, so I think that'll work just fine. If you do not have this kind of stuff, which I wouldn't expect most people to, graphite paper would work just fine. It just, if you've never used graphite transfer paper, it's basically like a sheet of graphite, like what's in the pencils. You know, it's coated in graphite, so then you just apply pressure to it and it transfers to whatever is underneath. And that would work just fine. You can also take, if you have chalk, you can turn over your tracer and, you know, just chalk up the back of it. Whole lot of chalk. Then flip that over. And then trace over your lines. And it may not give you a perfect transfer, but that's another option. There are budget-friendly ways to do this. This stuff is not, it's not super expensive, I feel like. I feel like it's reasonable. It's just that I wouldn't say it's an uncommon art supply, but I've never found it in like Michael's. I just order it off Amazon. But I order the bulk version of it, so I get 12-foot rolls that are 12 inches wide, so 12 inches by 12 feet. And it's like $14, $15 maybe for that. I don't go through it super fast. You can get a lot of use out of just one little piece. Like I could take this one piece and get this entire tracer done, and probably still get a little more use out of it. So I'm gonna go check on that canvas real quick. I'll be right back. That did the trick. It's nice and toasty in my house, so that worked. Okay. So clearly I cut this off too short. Not a big deal. There's nothing up there. Now, if there was stuff up there, you know, you would know not to cut it. You wouldn't cut it off right there like I just did, because it would have stuff there. So you wouldn't make that mistake. This real quick. Oh, yeah, that's good. I wonder why I did that though. Oh well. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and transfer this, and then we will call it a night. You know, I've shown my methods of transferring on here before, but getting ready for this online party is exciting, and I just wanted to share that with you. You know, like I said, it's going to be pretty different than in person, but there is a part of me that thinking of being an attendee rather than instructing. I think of it in those terms. I like to work a little slower. I like to take my time, and a lot of times at paint parties, you know, we want to get it done in like 3 hours or less. So I don't get pushy with people. That's just not, I just don't. Probably because I understand, you know, I like to take my time. But anyway, sorry, going off on a whole other tangent here. Okay, so real quick, make sure you have the proper side of your transfer paper put down if you're using transfer paper. It's not very fun to go over your entire thing or a good chunk of it to lift your paper and find out that all you did was transfer it to the back side of your tracer. I've done that. The white transfer paper is particularly easy to do that with. The darker blue side is going to go against the surface to be painted. Okay, and is that going to go there? Okay, so I'm just going to go roughly by quarter here. Now I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, rushing people through paint parties. Yeah, I just a little bit careful with my work. So I feel like the benefit of an online paint party is that, like I said, you can refer back to that, the replay. And as long as I have that video stored, you know, online somewhere, you will have access to it. So probably for the lifetime of YouTube, however long that may be. It should be as long as YouTube is there. So will this be. But this replay will be on an unlisted link. So it is not something that'll be there for just anybody to view. It'll be a special link that you get access to. So that'll be after the online party. I will have that official unlisted link. Whoops, I'm getting outside of my thing. For during the live, I'm pretty sure I know how. You remember how I said I'm not great at this tech stuff? Yeah, I'm trying to learn, but I'm pretty sure that I can set up a live stream just like this and send it to an unlisted YouTube address, YouTube link. And then I can, once I have that set up, I'll be able to share that. So anybody who is able to attend live but doesn't want to watch it through Facebook, you'll still be able to watch it live through YouTube. I just have to set up that link and share it, you know, right before, like an hour before I go live. All right. That's not super bright. So yeah, this area where I've got tape on her nose, so it is making it a little bit more difficult to get that chalk to transfer. But it's still there a little bit. That's why I was saying a lot of times we'll try to avoid putting tape over the lines that I'm going to have to trace. Also, when I'm doing this, I don't use a super sharp pencil. It's kind of, my camera doesn't want to focus, but that's pretty dull. Doesn't have to be, but it's okay if it is. You can even use the back end of a paintbrush. That's called the handle. The back end. Oh geez. You can use the end of your paintbrush handle. I think probably the smaller the better. So like if you have a little bitty brush and the handle is thinner, that would work. And then of course there's always the method of tucking your tracer of the canvas, this in here, and you can hold it up to a window if you're doing this during, you know, daylight hours. There are ways to work around this if you don't have any transfer paper. You guys probably can't even see that. Barely, and my camera again does not want to focus. So yeah, that's pretty faint, but that's okay. As long as I can see it. Oh, my hands are freezing. Nope. I don't know why I just moved that around. I'm excited to paint the funky chicken again. I like that one. I like ones like that where, you know, I can give instruction, but it's really pretty free form, if that's the right way to say it. Which, of course, any paint party I do, I like to encourage creativity. I mean, that's what we're there for, right? Is to get creative. So just encourage people to do what they are feeling at the time. Oh, I hope that helps. Sometimes I just get in like a flow state and forget that I don't have a complete piece of transfer paper. So I trace over things and nothing happens, which is just as bad as having your transfer paper upside down, because then you think you're finished and you lift up your paper to see that there's nothing there. Okay, almost done. Whoops, there I go. See? I did not have transfer paper there. I don't know why this is. It's not typical for this to come off so light. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It could be that my paint wasn't completely dry. That's not showing through too much. That's okay. So sometimes if you're having issues with transferring, a lot of times you can, as long as you get a pretty good outline, you know, maybe not crystal clear, but you can see, you know, the basic parts. Sometimes you can just take a few minutes to, you can grab just even a regular pencil and just kind of fill in those gaps in between if it's kind of broken up a little bit. Yeah, that tape is making it tricky. It's okay. We can work with it. All right, last little bit here. There we go. She's ready for Thursday. All right, so remember, you guys, if you want to sign up for this, you do not have to attend live. It's okay if you can't make it. The link is in the comments. It's only $10. You get your tracer and your supply list, plus access for a very long time to the replay. And like I said, there might be some little bonuses during the live. Maybe, just maybe. It is kind of a special, mind went blank, special occasion. I've done some online paint parties, but this will be my first, like I said, open to the public. So anybody can sign up, anybody can get access to it and have that access for a very, very long time until Facebook isn't a thing no, not Facebook, YouTube. It'll be on Facebook too, but again, that'll be only for those of you who have signed up for it. You'll get access there in the Facebook group to the documents and the video replay. So if you'd like to sign up, just click that link in the comments and it should take you right to a checkout page. Let's see, I'm looking at it right now actually. So yes, it will take you to the page to register. Has the date, the time, and it should have, oh, once you register, there's information on finding that private Facebook group. So, like I said, this is ready to go. We're good. I'm going to set this aside. It's very cold out where I am, so I'm going to call it a night, let you guys go. And yeah, just remember, oh, that's the, I forgot I had the link in the over top of the video, but I don't think that you can click on that. Oh, there's Jenny. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? That's so fun. What does this do? I'm gonna check something out real quick. Bubble. What's that doing? Oh, I see. Oh, I like that. It's kind of see-through. Okay. Sorry, this is playing for a second. I have not messed around in this setup too much. All right, so don't forget, click the link in the comments and it will take you to the checkout page, get you all registered, and I hope to see you there. Get to paint this sweet little bunny with you. All right, you guys have a good night and I will see you later.